like an undershirt, but I am.
Take off that sweater. Is you gonna?
No,
it's
it's just going to be very titted. But I can't be betitted. I'd rather not be betitted.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean, Dave?
I don't
No,
know
because
what
you've
it
never
is, but
struggled with it, Dave. You're just a tall, ginger, fit.
I think you'd be surprised at my struggle.
So owed nothing in this mortal coil. Let me be clear. Do you know what I mean? Here we are. We're about to enjoy something. By the way, where are we? Who are we?
What?
This is you were doing an intro.
I was going to do an
before.
intro, but you were, got on your soapbox.
I didn't do it, damn thing. There was a lip balm incident.
All right,
You're being
Mehran's
so-
got a speech.
You're
We are
being
owed
so-
nothing.
You're being
nothing.
so titted right now.
I am betitted.
All right, so this is the Cheat Day Show. We try to get interesting people, authors, actors, comedians, and we want to talk about their indulgences. That's what it is, because we all kind of live in some sort of prison, and we're our own wardens, and every now and then we let ourselves out the cage. I'm Ryan Reiss, joined with Mehran. He's made it back from his medical emergency. Very exciting.
Look at that. I'm alive. I had vertigo. Don't just squint at me, because that's what I was doing. Isn't that weird that I had like Liza Minnelli and Arrested Development disease? But I did. I had vertigo for like 3 weeks. It was garbage.
Vertigo was the mouse strippery match.
Yes! I ate Vertigo's ass.
Well, that's the only thing you've been eating because you look good, buddy.
That's very sweet.
As always on audio, we got Kitty joining us, Kitty Reynolds, and we have T joining us as well. And then our special guests today are going to be Shane Torres, very funny comedian.
Hi.
There's that energy I love.
Yeah.
And
That's
also Dave Williamson, who's a very funny comedian. One guy's from Florida, one guy's from Texas, and got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well, we got some answers.
I'm just excited to eat barbecue. This could not have lined up better. I'm only in town for a few days, and then I heard, hey, we're going to have a barbecue podcast. Do you want to come out? And I said, yes. What can I pay you to be here?
It is a bit of good news, isn't it?
Well, he has a barbecue
exciting.
podcast.
You actually
obsessed.
have a barbecue podcast.
He's
This is
obsessed
like
with it.
inviting an alcoholic on a drinking podcast is what this is.
I think that's actually how we started.
That's
The original.
It was a drinking podcast, and you
Tuesday.
realize too many comics are sober to get good guests
No,
anymore.
my partner,
so-
who was a chef, died.
Oh,
Carl Weiss. Fuck you, Carl.
he cooked with a lot of butter.
remembered.
Yes. So that's why you have guests now?
Yeah, well, that's exactly.
I'm
I couldn't
sorry
carry
for
this
your
thing.
loss.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
This-
yeah.
I thought you were kidding at
Your
first,
loss
and I just realized it was very
clearly
serious.
Our game.
Carl was a good time, man. He had a good time. He didn't, it wasn't a trick. He
Yeah,
had a.
he dated Corinne for a while, right? Am I crazy?
So she
Is
was
that
on one
true?
of the last podcasts, and I mean, you really need to ask her about this. But like, literally, I told him I was like, please don't get involved with anyone on the podcast. And he's like, no problem, bro, no problem. I would never. And then like the very next day, I look at his Instagram and he's on a date with her. I'm like,
We're getting married.
That's fucking perfect. Yeah, yeah. Chefs, I think restaurant work is the most degenerate thing in like even like up to comedy because there's so many parallels. Like everybody fucks everybody.
That's very real.
Yeah,
It gets
There's
late.
a lot. Yeah, it's late. It's always late. Everybody goes to bed at 6 a.m.
It's boozy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
and-
drugs.
and it's like the age gap is very similar
Yeah.
to like you get very young people and people who are like, you're barely hanging on to this career.
Well,
as it is. Like,
And culturally, like you're out there giving pleasure to all of these people. When it's over, you kind of want your payback,
You work
right? You want
holidays, you
your
work
turn.
weekends.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
You've given all these people a good time. Where's my bite?
Yeah.
It can get that
well,
way.
the only difference is like on stage you can just be like, "Go fuck yourself," like, and that's the only thing you can't do in a restaurant. Yeah, like yeah,
It's true. You
yeah,
have to stay
yeah,
pleasant.
Yeah.
It's like hosting.
Yeah.
Well, chefs are kind of like rock stars now. Chefs for like a long time were, I think, popular people. It would be cool. Like if you told your friend you were dating a chef, your friend would be like, awesome.
Right.
But now with chefs having their own TV shows and social media and everything, I think they're getting their due as rock stars in like the public eye.
who's cooler, comics or chefs? Ladies,
Oh, I mean, come on. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
that's
I
a
think
good
comics
question.
are cooler. Pete Davidson, case closed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a horrible example. No. Chefs. Because, I mean, like, at the end of the day, they can at least cook you a meal. Comedians can't do shit.
Well, I'm covering my basis. That's why I'm a comedian
So-
and a pitmaster.
Wow.
Dave,
and a
right.
pit master.
so T just got fired. We're going to be looking for a new audio engineer.
No, I'm
Dummy.
still for it.
It's a comedy.
I
podcast.
like that we have divergent
Well,
opinions
who's the
from the ladies.
sexiest chef? I think
Bobby Fillet.
That's disgusting.
it's a ginger.
No, it's who's the one who molested all those women and then put up a recipe
Mario.
for cinnamon buns? Mario Batali. He's the
That's
hottest.
Salt Bay.
That's Salt
Yeah,
Bay.
no,
Yeah,
Salt
he's-
Bay is fuckable.
He's definitely.
A lot of the guys are gay fuckable. A lot of the male chefs are gay fuckable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because guys like it. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I know now.
Oh,
But
it's a matter of fact. It's just
Shane,
it's like Tom
it's the
Colicchio.
cheat day. How far do you want to go?
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know.
Experiment a little bit here,
I know we're gonna have some
Shane.
barbecue, but let's start with
So,
some
by the way,
hot.
Shane knew Mehran before he arrived. So, I'm sorry, Dave. You didn't. You didn't know what you were getting into.
We are new, Dave.
I just assumed you knew each other because you guys have, like.
There's
you're
nothing
all-
you could throw at me that will upset me to the point where I wasn't worth it to come here for barbecue.
It's
okay?
so cute. He
So-
really is a kid in a candy store.
I just keep thinking Shane just keeps bringing up other subjects, and I'm like, Shane, let's get to the barbecue. You're stalling.
Are you married?
I am, yeah.
Congratulations
Yeah,
to
I
her.
do. Yeah, I read
Yeah,
that.
I'm married, 2 kids. I have a little Chihuahua dog in the yard, and the whole caboodle.
But he picked up his family and made them tour with him when he started. So I think that's an
Nothing wrong
important
with
note.
I did. I took my family in a travel trailer for a year and a half around the country when I was doing gigs when I moved from Miami to LA. And then last summer, when everything was opening up, I started thinking, like, I got to get on the road. I got to figure out a way to do it. And since I have an audience in the barbecue world, I went and bought another travel trailer. And I went on the road by myself this time for 2 months and did comedy in barbecue restaurants. So that's why when you were talking before we started about feeling chubby or belittled or betittled or whatever,
Betitted.
I was like, you don't know my struggle. Because I lived off barbecue for 2 months straight, and I definitely made it to a all-time high for me as far as weight goes.
Right. I mean, it's incredibly like it can run decadent.
Well, I do have a
Barbecue
question.
can
So,
certainly run
if you're
decadent.
eating exclusively barbecue for 2 months now, like, is it just everything, or you try to play good defense? Or you're like, I'm just gonna have brisket, no fries.
You know,
Like, what do you do?
So I'm a big sides guy too. Like,
Love 'em.
so
too.
I was just having to, I think, limit myself on that. Like, so I wanted to try the mac and cheese everywhere, but I couldn't eat a pint of mac and cheese everywhere. Obviously, that's gonna catch up to me.
God, yeah.
And
I
you
mean,
gotta have the
seriously,
meat
both of us
everywhere
are
if
like,
you're
oh,
going
yeah.
on a barbecue tour.
What wouldn't I do?
So it got to the point where we had to really choose our meals wisely in between the barbecue stops. I mean, it was like oatmeal and salads, and then barbecue all over again.
we did when we did the drive-in tour with Bert, like we couldn't go to restaurants and stuff, because we went out June or July.
Because
We were.
COVID.
It was.
because of 22.
It
So
was
we were
smack
all
during the
so we just did
worst part of the
drive-in,
pandemic.
and we were on the tour bus, but there were like 4 comics and all of us on the bus, but nobody can go to a restaurant, no one can go to a gym, so we were around each other all the time. And Dave was cooking every day, and my salt intake was every shit I took was like in a litter box. It was so awful. It was like the blessing was like it was great food, but at the end of it, I was just like, oh god damn it! All I want is water and to not have to eat this kind of meat anymore.
Is anyone else? Do you have a million questions? Because I have a million.
So
questions.
now, if you went on our barbecue tour, and this can go to you too, because you're from Texas, who has the best barbecue?
Ooh.
Like regionally or
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah,
or
there's
what?
different.
Yes,
It's like
yes,
it's
and
different
yes.
worlds.
I mean, my
Yes.
favorite is look, I'm getting all choked up talking about it.
Oh my god.
My favorite is Texas style. I like very plain salt and pepper. Let the smoke bring the season. There's something to be said for Kansas City and Carolina and the sauces and those styles. I mean, I don't dislike them, but my favorite is just beef, pork, salt and pepper,
Smoke.
I mean, that's what I grew up on. So that's like, to me, that's the best thing too. But like, the weird thing is like when I went to the Carolinas and like everything's like vinegar-based barbecue and everything's
Yeah.
swine.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, this is. I mean, it's good, but this is not what I'm used to at all. So it took some like.
So it's like one is the sauce is the star, the other one the meat and the smoke is the star. Is that what
that's a
we're
big
talking
part
about?
of it.
Generally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your favorite if you can only have one item on a barbecue menu?
I bet.
Well,
I bet I know.
Well, if I'm judging the place and I can only get one thing, it's going to be brisket.
brisket?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's like the adage, though. If you're going to a kind of place, you pick brisket if it's a barbecue joint. Like if in a Mexican restaurant, like a good Tex-Mex restaurant, you like try their chips and salsa. Like that's a good indicator of whether or not they're.
Is that true?
a lot of places go.
Yeah, I think like in Texas. Yeah.
A lot of places serve barbecue a la carte, and it's by weight.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
normally do is I'll run
Boot
in.
Hill.
I'll go into a place and I'll say, "Hey, I want to spend $50 or $70 or whatever
Wow.
it is," and I go, "So just give me. Here's a list of 4 meats." I go, portion it out. And so they're usually pretty cool about that because they want you to try everything too.
Sound
They're
like a
excited
drug
for you
addict.
to. There's a
I
lot
got
of
50
parallels.
bucks, man. I got 50 bucks. What can I get for 50 bucks?
Give me the good shit.
It's amazing.
Or just like a southern
A
fried
little something to
Quimby.
come down on.
I'll gladly pay you for 2 beef ribs on Tuesday.
Man, dude, one time I went to this place called Killen's Barbecue in Houston, Texas, right?
I know that's fine.
Yeah. And so I rented a car just so I could go there multiple times through the weekend. I probably spent more money that weekend going and eating lunch at Killen's than I made at the club. And so I get there and I wait in line one day because it's one of those places where if you don't get there super early, there's a line, you know? So I'm in line with this kid and his girlfriend, and I start talking to them, and the kid's so excited, right? He's so excited. And the girlfriend's like, why do you guys get so excited about barbecue? I'm like, you don't understand, right? So me and this guy, while we're in line for 45 minutes, become friends. They're coming around and pouring Bud Lights for everyone in line, which was kind of a cool move, you know? So
That's like a lot. There's like at some of the really busy places, like especially in Austin and Houston, they'll have like tailgating. Like people bring their chairs because the lines are so long.
Jesus
they sit down like
H.
they'll play bags and disc golf. Like Franklin's is like
totally.
that
It's like
constantly,
it's a party. It's an
They
event.
pay people to stay in line for them. Rich people will pay like it's bougie shit.
So we get up to the front of the line, and the kid wants a beef rib. But the beef, like if you buy a beef rib, it's like expensive. It's sometimes like $40 or $50 just for one beef rib because it's like a special thing on the menu only one day. So I see the kid wanting to get a beef rib, and his girlfriend's like, "No, I don't want that. It's too expensive, whatever." And he kind of makes eye contact with me. Mind you, this guy was a stranger 45 minutes earlier, right? I look at him and I go,
In the time of COVID.
Yeah. No. This is years and years ago.
There's no COVID in barbecue restaurants.
I look at him and I go, I'll split it with you. And he's like, yes. So me and this stranger split a beef rib. And we were sitting there, like I was basically just sitting with them. And this girl's like, I thought I was going for a big event with my boyfriend. And it was more like me and him were on a date. You
Like
know?
that scene from I Love You, Man, where they go see.
You would have thought we like won a state championship together or something. Me and this kid bonded so much over eating this
Dave,
one
how
meal.
tall are you?
I'm like 6'1".
He's 6'1". He seems taller than that, doesn't he? Just from sitting here, he feels taller than me. Okay, so he's healthy. Here's the thing: we all have to like generally we do have to eat like human beings at some point, right? So if it's a cheat day, right, as in you're pulling out all the stops, and it's barbecue cheat day, what do?
Eat everything.
Yeah.
Do you make like a whole pig? Like, do you do?
I've never done a whole pig. I'd love to try it.
You got a whole pig.
Yeah, Cubans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah. We used to do that in Miami.
Quick note: both of them are anorexic. So like it's.
I wouldn't say they're.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
show some
bulimic, yeah.
respect.
Yeah,
It's very brave of you guys to come on a food podcast.
No, we're covered. We're covered.
If you're bulimic, you still can eat the food. That's the best part. And we're butthole bulimists. We take laxatives. We don't throw it up.
Oh, okay.
Gee.
Wait a minute. That's my routine, but without the laxatives. It just happens.
Yeah, lucky you.
I'm just 40.
Yeah, I'm a butthole bulimic.
That's us.
But on a cheat day, I
Yeah.
would just say that I do this a lot. Like if I'm gonna already fire my smoker up and cook like ribs, I might as well throw a tri-tip in there too and have some leftovers, and then I might as well reverse sear a few steaks and maybe throw some jalapeno poppers in there. So I cook way too much all the time. So if it's a cheat day, I'll just actually eat it all instead of saving it for the next day or giving it to my neighbors.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
How about you, buddy?
If it's barbecue,
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love sausage. Like
Wild.
Yeah, I mean, like a good sausage is an indication of a great barbecue restaurant to me. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Like Terry Black's in Austin has great like jalapeno cheddar sausage. Where's the place we went in Charleston?
Louis Black.
John Lewis.
John Lewis's barbecue.
Yeah.
Louis Black's barbecue would be a different experience.
Yeah. Just like it's too much sauce.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
How dare you order that?
Yeah.
These biscuits.
I got a rant about these cupcakes.
But is it always about the meat? Because we were talking about sides earlier. I feel like the biscuit is like something that's very important to me. Like
The sides,
white bread?
white bread.
the desserts.
So that is weird that they give you.
A loaf of white bread.
Yeah.
Just like sliced
Yeah.
white bread.
It's just like a way to like. It's
Unpretentious.
just a vessel for
Sauce and
and
sop up.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking at home, then barbecue is about the meat to me, right? Or if I go to someone's house, or if I go to a restaurant, barbecue becomes very much about the experience to me.
That's a big part of it.
So the
yeah.
meat, the sides, the bread pudding for dessert, banana pudding.
Yeah, bread pudding.
If they have a killer sweet tea, the sauces. Even though I'm not a big sauce guy, I like to sample the different sauces that they have. And
If
then
you have plenty of like
the
onions,
overall
jalapenos,
atmosphere,
pickles.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
The overall
If you have a good
atmosphere.
patio, that goes a really long way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A beer, a nice ice cold beer.
Oh.
I mean, all that stuff like comes into the equation.
It's like an undeniably good. Even when people don't do it that well, it's still pretty fun. I think. Yeah.
And you don't get sick of it. You don't get sick of barbecue. I mean, you have a barbecue podcast. You cook for others. You cook for yourself.
I mean, not
You're
really.
always amped.
Yeah, not really. I really am obsessed and love eating barbecue. That's why I got into making it, because I loved eating it. And then when I was going back to LA at the time, there was nowhere to get good barbecue. And my wife and I would go to the barbecue restaurant in my neighborhood. I would just get mad. I would just be like, why do they have a smoker and they're not even using it? They're cooking the meat in the kitchen. No. You know, I'm like, if you're going to go through the trouble of opening a restaurant, make it good, you know? And so she'd go like, why do you keep going there if you know you're going to be disappointed? And I just keep
I don't know.
going
Why do
there.
I keep doing comedy?
Yeah. Yeah. Many things in my life.
Wow.
So finally one day I was just like, I'm going to teach myself. This is ridiculous, you know? And so I started.
How do you like your
should show-
ribs?
Say again?
Ribs. How do you like them? Dry or wet?
No, I like
Is that a
them.
thing?
Oh yeah.
So the answer is both. Ribs are one of the only things that I sauce, but I sauce them about an hour before they're done, so that the sauce kind of caramelizes or sticks to them.
Hell yeah.
This is a question for either of you.
Yeah.
What is white barbecue sauce?
Ooh, I'll tell you.
He knows. It's the Bob Ballot.
That's the one that has to talk to the manager.
I'm sorry.
It's a late Tuesday night with Mehran.
Remember we were talking earlier about the sexy chefs? Yeah. No, it's Alabama white sauce is like it's almost a mayonnaise,
does
to be
sound
honest
like
with you. It's
Alabama white sauce.
yeah. So it's
Really?
mostly for chicken. But yeah, that's kind of what it is.
What's it made of, though? I don't.
Probably mayonnaise
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a couple of like some
Yeah.
actual barbecue sauce. I don't know. I never made it.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I just know that my
starting to
oh,
roll.
is food coming in?
It's starting.
I
to
just
roll
know that my favorite chicken sandwich on the earth is at Saw's Barbecue in Birmingham, Alabama, and they have a sweet tea marinated fried chicken sandwich that they put pimento cheese, slaw, and Alabama white sauce on, and it is the most
That
incredible
sounds
thing you've
fucking
ever put in your
incredible.
mouth.
Why the fuck are they even putting slaw on it? Like as a joke? Like
Well, crunch. I'm not afraid
Yeah.
of a little crunch.
You know what?
in
I
my
lied.
Sandwich
It's not
and a
slaw.
little wet.
It's pickles they put on it.
Yeah.
I lied.
Yeah, like a little crunch and a little wet.
just a texture move.
Because sometimes, like, I'll.
But
be,
then I would rather not. It be coleslaw's disgusting.
Smell it.
that.
Smell it. I didn't eat breakfast
Do you like
today.
vinegar coleslaw or mayonnaise coleslaw?
Mayonnaise.
Same.
Yeah.
But I'll eat anything.
I'll do. I'm not a
unfortunate.
huge fan of either, but so I guess I'm kind of indifferent. Like when they serve it with a coleslaw with like in a little ramekin with a burger at a diner in the
Yeah.
city, I think it's the fucking most disgusting thing in the world.
It is in general because it's like it's. They,
Well, it just
they
came
make
out of
a giant
it
batch
came
of
out of a
that they're
jug like
giving
a-
it to you
like a
like
Croatian
it's
guy just
like it's an
fucking
amuse
shook
bouche.
it.
Do you
Oh,
know what
I eat
mean?
it though. I eat it.
Yeah. I'll eat it if it's in front of me. I eat it.
If it's
You
in,
know,
if
like-
it's in front of you too long,
That's
like, this
real.
is gross. I guess I'll try it.
And then I write it off as
Oh,
salad.
Christmas!
don't go.
Christmas has started.
Jesus.
We got to get some good shots of that before
This is
before everyone
insane.
destroys.
Oh
Yes.
my god! All right,
This is
Me.
okay.
Everything I did at the gym today was
Here's
for
the
nothing.
other thing. So you guys are. It feels like you're at least you're knowledgeable about barbecue. You
He's
know what
far
you're
more
doing,
knowledgeable
right?
than I am. I just grew
No,
up
but
with
like,
it.
but you also but you've eaten a lot of it. You grew up with
Yeah,
it
yeah,
around
yeah.
you, yakety
Yeah,
yakety.
yeah.
Like I could talk
It's
to you
very
about like,
communal. It's like in the same sense that like a crawfish boil is or any of that kind of stuff. Like it's a very like if you're going out, if you're having a barbecue, it's like where I'm from. It's like a lot of people are coming over and a lot of people are bringing things. Like a lot of people call barbecuing up here and other places like they call hot dogs and burgers barbecues,
fuck that.
and that's like
Yeah.
that's a cookout. Yeah,
Nothing worse than being like, hey, come over, I'm barbecuing. And you go over there and it's literally like Bubba Burgers on the
Yeah,
grill.
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no,
You're like,
you're grilling,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. Also, you're lying to
Yeah.
yourself and to me.
Have you done dinosaur barbecue?
Yeah.
what is that?
It's there's one in Brooklyn, right?
There's one in Brooklyn. There's
In,
one in Harlem. There's one. The original one I think is Syracuse.
I think there's one in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I had it in Brooklyn. I liked it fine, but like I also, I don't know. I'm just kind of like I'll be a snob about it. You know, it's like a New Yorker with pizza slices. Like I'll just be like, this isn't as good because it's not
Dave's. Is that what you were going to
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
That's my
Because it's not 120
Dave, are
degrees
you-
outside.
What do you think about those barbecue competitions? Those guys that buy like the 16-wheelers and just hook it up to their car. And
Let me tell you, dude. What do I think of them? They're my heroes. So I went to the Memphis in May barbecue.
a professional comedian.
I went to the barbecue Memphis in May barbecue competition last year as part of that barbecue tour I did, and it's a huge party. So every single person who competes basically buys a plot of land, right? It's like a little 20 by 20 foot area, and that's your area.
It's like an outdoor trade show.
It's kind of. So now they can build whatever they want on that area for their party. Some guys bring in crews and build 3-story high decks and have a DJ in there, and it's like a porta potties. It's like a full-on party. Other people just have a pop-up tent and a smoker.
That is an often
and that's
overlooked
right?
necessity at a barbecue event.
Yeah.
Is toilets.
hell.
Yeah.
So I did a set at it, and then I just hung out the rest of the time and partied. And it is the most I've ever felt like a celebrity, by the way, because I was just walking around and people were like, "Holy shit, meet Dave! Get in here!" And that's the fun part of
We played
Dave.
Madison
Yeah,
Square
no,
Garden.
I know.
We played
Meet
Madison
Dave.
Square Garden.
I know, but this was my moment, Shane.
He gives me
So,
meat.
real quick, tell them, because we've been alluding to it, tell them the tour that you're on right now.
Yeah.
So Dave and I are both opening for Bert Kreischer on the Relapse Tour, is what he's calling it. So we've been, how long have we going since October, probably?
Yeah.
September.
It all runs together, but that sounds
it all
right.
runs together. So I guess it's probably 200 cities or something crazy like that. But we're at King's Theater in Brooklyn tomorrow. I don't know when this comes out, but
Oh, probably never.
Where this is going.
yeah. But we've been doing that for a while. And Dave has 2 travel smokers.
You don't.
Underneath the no,
Yeah.
100% he does.
So that's what when we were talking about earlier about cooking when we were on the road. We have a Rectech travel smoker, and it's runs off pellets, and that way we can.
Do you know what he means by this, right, Mehran?
throw it.
Not even remotely.
Okay, you'll just have to take my word for it.
Yeah.
It's a different way. Instead of using wood, to smoke
It's
it.
taking every bit of self-control that I lack for in this life to not just walk over there and with a full mouth
It
be
smells
like,
so goddamn
it
By the way,
smells
good. You're right.
unbelievable.
I want to introduce
Hey,
our
Chef.
pit master.
What's up, brother? How are you? Good. Did you know you were one of my heroes?
No, it's right back at you, bud. Glad to get beer today.
Unbelievable. Hello, chef. Can we please introduce our good chef? Right? How about that?
Whoa.
What? I'm here to do it. Ed Randolph, goddammit. Ed Randolph. Chef Ed Randolph. You welcome to Cheat Day, sir. Thank you for coming.
Cheers, man. It's my second time here. It's a pretty cool place to be.
It sure the hell is. You have created a feast for us, which I feel humbled, intimidated by, aroused by in no small measure.
Well, in the barbecue world, we have what we call YOLO. You only eat lunch once.
God.
Let's
You
do it
should
right.
never waste a meal. You should never waste a meal. So wait, Ed,
Yeah, this
Thanks,
is.
sir.
We have some. We're,
Today.
Let it. I'm just going to get out of the way and let the love happen because
yeah.
these two.
Let's nerd out for a
There's
second.
something happening.
What kind of smoker do you have?
I have 13 of them. What we made today, I have a mill scale 1,000-gallon
Dave
offset.
just fucking has
I got,
to change his
two
shorts.
J&R 250s. All my road rigs, I got old hickories. And then, I also have at home, we got, I know you like your Rectex. I'm a Traeger guy. I wrote 2 books for them.
Nice.
Also have Primos, Big Green Eggs, Old Hickories, you name it, we've got it. But today we used the mill scale based up out of Lockhart, Texas. They're good guys down there. Make some good offsets, and that's what we cooked everything on. All wood all the time.
Hell yeah. And so now I'm going to have to tell.
Everything you said was basically, it could have been you explaining how to take apart a transmission in a car. And I was just like, I like the way it tastes.
I was just staring at the pupils of Dave's eyes, and they were like Warner Brothers cartoons turning into hearts
he's
and
like,
shit.
he's like a
it was
cartoon wolf when a fox
unbelievable.
walks by.
All I can think of is when I have a smoker being made right now. It's an offset.
You're having a
220
You're having
gallon.
a custom job made?
Yeah, 220 gallon. Old propane tank. It's being welded into an offset.
That's
And-
my firebox.
Yeah, and so my. So when it
Bell, that's what I meant.
when it arrives and my wife says, "Why do you need a 5th smoker in our front yard?" I'm going to say, "Ed has 14."
Yeah, go for it.
Wow. Handsome Devil, by the way. Handsome Devil LLC. Handsome Devil Barbecue.
That's a great name for a
It
restaurant.
really
Great
is.
name.
though.
Great name.
And usually people see me, they say, I hope you have a partner.
No, you are Handsome
but
Devil.
believe it or not,
Listen.
our daughter named the company. 5-year-old daughter named the company.
so
It's pretty
sweet.
awesome.
Oh,
man.
10 years later, she's trying to sue me for royalties.
She'll get it all.
If I
later.
let my son name my my barbecue handle when I was 5, he would have called it like Fat Boy Barbecue or something like that.
That's also
Ain't nothing
pretty
wrong
good.
with that.
Which
boy.
makes
There's a lot of-
sense, yeah.
There's a lot of like body positivity in the
Yeah.
barbecue world when it
Yeah,
comes to
there-
that.
there
It's
better
an
be.
unsung something like there's always just like curvy pigs on signs and
Hey.
stuff.
Never trust a skinny pitmaster.
Yeah.
Never trust a skinny pitmaster.
How long have you guys been up and running?
12 years. So we do a lot of, as you talk about competitions. We travel everywhere from Vermont to South Beach, as far west as usually Denver. And we do everything: festivals, events, concessions. We had our own brick and mortar. So this is kind of turned into some fun, and now it's.
Where are you guys upstate again?
Newburgh, so not far from Poughkeepsie. You guys were just up in Potown.
Yeah,
You're up
yeah.
with my buddy's brewery up there, Zeus Brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
over
That guy's
there.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun there. Yeah.
So
Man, people in Poughkeepsie get
So
fucking
wait, did we
down.
meet you?
Yeah.
Were you there? Did we meet you?
No,
Same.
I'm, for probably a different podcast. Myself and the owner of the place where you guys did your show really aren't friends. So,
Oh, got you.
yeah. Woo! So I'm really not allowed over in that area. but
Barbecue
so
beef.
That's it. You know.
This is wild. And okay,
So we got to know. Well, we want to know what you made for us.
Yeah.
There's a tray of love just sitting behind us.
We do. We have some meatloaf for us today. So we have brought 3 different types of sausage that we make all in-house. We have our Texas Hot Link. We have our jalapeno cheddar. We also have a new one we just rolled out, our Polish kielbasa. We also have some pulled pork on there. Let me see. We have 2 of our yard birds. We have bird chickens with some Alabama white sauce on them. We have St. Louis ribs. Did them 2 ways. Did them dry rub, also with our sauce on it. Some people don't like sauce, so it's like dry. And then we also have a 15-pound Texas brisket right there in front of it.
motherfuck.
Yeah. Some sides of some collards, mac and cheese, coleslaw. What else we got there? We got some apple pie baked beans and some banana puddings and a few shiners. All wash it down with.
What about apple pie baked beans?
Yes,
That's a thing.
that's a thing for us.
It's happening.
Do work.
We were just talking about white sauce, by the way. We
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Do you-
None of us.
All right, so white sauce is actually called Alabama white sauce, but anybody from Alabama will refuse to acknowledge it comes from their state, right?
Respect.
Yeah.
Alabama recognizes 3 things: War Eagle, Roll Tide, and the only goat is Bo Jackson.
Yep.
Right? That's about it. So
Well,
you know,
he went
other
to
than that-
Auburn, right?
Yeah.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. So there you go. So, but in Alabama, it's a sauce that actually came from the Alabama area. Chris Lilly, Big Bob Gibson, has won like 25 Memphis and May titles. You're talking about it, and he's the king of white sauce. So we do a little rendition of our own.
I was just
What
telling
is it?
them about the
It's a white barbecue sauce. So
Yeah.
literally, it's just mayonnaise, horseradish, some vinegar. We throw a little Worcestershire sauce in there, salt, pepper, and a little lemon juice.
And is it like it's primarily for chicken?
All
or?
poultry. It's the only thing I've ever put it on.
Yeah.
It's got kind of like a sweet, little tangy sauce to it. So it usually goes good with white meat.
Oh, yeah.
Can I ask, again, I'm a layman. I'm new to this. I just eat whatever's in front of me, and that includes people. But so what school of barbecue is it? Is this like, again, is this salt and pepper, the meat is the star, or is it kind of saucy? Where are we with this?
We get everything with us. So
You're a
the
hybrid
brisket
joint,
is-
right?
the brisket is your Texas, Central Texas salt, pepper. It's all we do. And then the ribs, we actually do have some sauce. The others, we have a rub. We call it more of a dry seasoning than a rub. It's got a little saltiness to it. And our pork is a Carolina-based pork. It's got a Carolina Piedmont sauce that we use on top of it.
And I feel like you see that more and more around the country. Like places aren't necessarily branding themselves as one kind of barbecue. It's kind of like everyone puts their own stamp on different dishes
to.
and what they like. You
Yeah,
know.
you have to nowadays. I mean, barbecue's gone from being Carolinas or being Texas to being global, right? And you could go, almost broke if I had to get white post oak from Texas because that's the only thing
Yeah.
they smoke with, right? What am I gonna do? Send a truck down to Texas and get? No,
Lot
I
of-
got a ton of red oak by me and black oak, so I use oak. A little different flavor profile. Also important to utilize your local community, right? Everybody has a little different taste profile from where they are. So why would I make something that tastes totally different? The customers coming
Yeah.
are gonna be like, "What is this?"
So how did you get in this game then? Like, yeah.
I got in this game. I always would cook, so I always enjoy being around food. Long story short, I wanted to be a cook. Mom was in the food industry. Said, "No way is her boy going to be working 100 hours a week for $100."
Yeah.
So I went to school, became an accountant. Still, I'm a CFO of an architectural firm. Had some kids and tell my kids, you got to follow your dreams, right? And they're like, well, you're not following yours. So I was like, shit, here I go. Now I got to work another 20 hours a day, right? So, we did it. And I spent all of 2011 really working on a mac and cheese recipe, a rub, and 2 sauces. Not to sound too cocky, but I know I can cook a protein. So I said if I could hit those, we could run with it. And 2012, the devil took off.
To really screw your mom with her advice, you picked the genre of food that takes the most time to cook.
Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than showing up to like a festival or event and watching the snow cone guy get out of his truck, sit down, and grab a spoon.
Yeah.
His day's done.
And make more money than anybody.
Yeah, and I'm there with a kettle corn guy.
That is our
who's
really, like, that's a nice way.
Meanwhile, I'm there 25 hours to sweat.
Do we need to
you remember
eat this
the,
with any degree of promptness, by the way, or is it cool to just hang out for a
meat
second?
will oxidize within 3 minutes of being sliced, so we've already kind of killed the good times of it. So that's sorry, but that's just me.
We'll be all right. Hey, so
that's like a nice, like, that'd be a nice racket at a barbecue thing. Just be like, I sell wet naps at an exorbitant price. That's a way to make it.
Mehran's eating cornbread right now. He couldn't. So, do you want to start us off with something we should all try first? Maybe a rib or a piece of sausage. What do you recommend?
I'm a huge brisket guy. I love beef, so I would say get some ribs or good brisket.
Okay. What do you guys think? What do you want to start with?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Everything. Shove it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Say it. Look at me.
Not the first time Mehran's heard that.
Do you even know?
So it's important. I don't think a lot of people realize, but what Ed was talking about with the kind of wood he can get, that's a big reason why barbecue is different from region to region too, because whatever wood is in your
actual
region is what you
resources,
is what you usually cook with, which then is going to change the flavor of what you're cooking. So a lot of guys who want to do Texas barbecue style, they'll get that white oak from Texas and try to buy it somewhere else, but it's obviously more expensive if it's not plentiful in your area.
Yeah, we like to try to say, the wood is not only a fuel source, but it's also an ingredient for us, because it actually will change the flavor profile of your proteins.
That makes a lot of. There was what the hell is his name? John something. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. So, but he had a steakhouse called Lonesome Dove that was very popular, and he opened a barbecue joint. And like the theme of it was he was smoking stuff with all kinds of different.
I'm gonna go make a plate.
And man, it was not. I was pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was doing too much, is what it came down to. Like the idea was great. Yeah. But there was he was just like, try it like this, or try, and it was just like.
Too much.
Yeah, like it was just nail one of them.
Yeah.
And then we'll go from there. Yeah. Jesus Christ, David.
I'm going to eat this into the microphone so people listening can understand.
Do you, you girls?
No, that was for you, Shane.
I know, but
I need like verbal pornography. I need, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's going to get loud and sloppy.
Yeah, no, half this podcast is ASMR of food eating.
Nice.
So you're already doing great. Thank you. We can share this.
I mean they've already cut it. But is this the
So
hot link here?
you picked out an awesome.
That's the kibasi you have right there.
Okay.
This is what this is?
Oh my
Yes.
god,
It's kibasi, and jalapeno cheddar's next to it.
dude!
Damn,
smoke
that's
flavor.
really fucking good.
Smoke flavor is killer. They picked out a slice of the point, which is perfect. It's what I like. It's a little bit of the less lean side. It's the fattier side. This is a perfect bite for me right here.
Are these burn-ins?
Man, he really just
what?
stuck that in his mouth.
Those are actually pork belly burnt ends I made, so that was good.
You have experience shoving meat in your mouth hole, don't
You have
you?
no idea.
Can we pull you a plate?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Holy shit, Ed.
There's some beers in the cooler, too, if anybody
What
needs
the
a
heck
beer.
is this?
That's a pork belly burnt end. I forgot I threw those in.
See, Ed understands what I was talking about making the whole experience. He brought beers for us.
This goddamn rib.
Good.
Goddamn rib.
Oh, we're going to play a game called Suck It Dry. Try to suck it dry right now. Take all the meat off. Mehran's so good at this.
I had to ask about the burn ends. Am I crazy, or this kind of a newer thing, or became more popular in the
pork
past?
belly?
Yeah.
They are,
Jesus
because
Christ.
a lot of people always wanted them on the beef side, right, for brisket. Really, if you have a brisket, a burnt end, there's only maybe a 3-inch strip on a brisket that's your burnt end. But everybody usually takes the point and chops it up and does it. And I think everybody's trying to figure out a way to do something else with this pork belly other than make
Be a little
bacon
more
out of
creative with it. Yeah.
Does it make me an animal that I'm going to eat all of this with my hand?
No, you are encouraged to.
Okay. Well, it's like fork and knife with my brisket. You know what I mean?
No.
Which sauce should I try?
For on the far right is our brisket sauce, which is a traditional barbecue sauce. The one that's right there, that's halfway done, that's our rib sauce. So it's actually made with a pomegranate molasses.
Oh, motherfucker.
And that sauce was named Food Network's 2021 Sauce of the Summer.
Really?
Are you
Congratulations.
Yes.
This brisket is
Throw it away.
fucking.
I'm about to turn everything into a goddamn hand grenade.
Wait, I have a question for
So
you guys.
exciting.
What is the best compliment another barbecue
Oh,
chef
yeah,
can
yeah.
give your food? Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, wow, fuck.
That
Like
is
you get in
unreal.
the car
That
and
is
you're like,
fucking unreal.
fuck yeah, I impressed that guy. Or woman. Or that.
they can just actually eat it.
Yeah, when actually you see somebody like eating your food, we make so much of it and move so much of it. That brisket, we move about 2,000 pounds a week. So
Jesus,
when you
really?
handle 2,000 pounds of brisket, the last thing I really want to do is eat a brisket. But when I go to Brooklyn, I'll visit my buddy Billy Durney's place in hometown, and his brisket is absolutely banging. They get brisket all the time. Pig Beach, they make killer wings and they make killer pork. So I'll get pork when I go there.
You said that there seems to be some beef sometimes. Like, does it get competitive and alpha doggy?
Not as much as the people who do it right. There's what we kind of call our barbecue family, and that runs from St. Louis to Mississippi, as far west as Los Angeles. There's a group, a network of people that you can pick up a phone and get a call, and you'll be anywhere someone's going to help you. We're doing an event in Dallas in October.
Oh, lovely.
And I don't got to take my rigs up there. I've got either.
That's got to be like a relief. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice.
Look how clean this is.
Wow, good work.
You are the champion of the sucking the bone.
The barbecue world is a lot like the comedy.
Suck it dry.
There you go. Blue ribbon.
Thank you.
The barbecue world is a lot like the comedy community, where, of course, there's some jealousy. Of course, there's some, people who don't like each other. But for the most part, there's a lot of mutual respect for anyone who's chosen this path, which isn't the easiest. You know what I mean? And so anyone who's doing it right and representing the art form correctly, you kind of have a little bit of a bond and a kinship.
I feel so totally
This
spoiled
char.
right now. Ed, this is unbelievable.
I'm glad. Enjoy.
I mean, to the point where I am now faltering at my job. Like, it is my only job to remain engaged and engaging and keep the conversation going, and I could give a shit. My mouth is full. I don't think I've ever. Listen, I'm sorry to everyone else who's ever been on this. This is far and away. This is blowing my mind in terms of quality. How long have you been at this?
Since 2012.
Since 2012.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is 10 years of mounting experience and expertise.
It is, and it's. I usually tell a lot of our new hires when they come on and they're working. I was like, the last thing you're going to do is really be called a chef. You're going to be more of an arsonist. So you really have to know how to build a fire, watch a fire. There's a lot of other type of ways to cook barbecue. We feel all wood is kind of the best, but nobody has that time to be cooking at home for 14, 15, 16
Yeah,
hours.
it's like yeah.
I'm Iranian. Pomegranate syrup happens a lot for us. This is unbelievable.
By the way, I just want to big congrats to Mehran. He said all wood all the time, and you didn't jump on it at all.
No,
I know. Very
no.
impressive.
Let me
A
tell you
lot of
something.
restraint going on by Mehran
There's
today.
no restraint. I am so totally distracted. Like, that I feel a sense of fraternity right now in terms of like how I'm eating. I don't feel like, oh, and then later I'm going to blow everyone. That is not that like in which any other meal. That
He
would
is,
be basically
but
what
he
I'm
doesn't
thinking
feel
from
like
like
he
the
needs
Caesar salad on.
Well, we're gonna be more full. Yeah.
So you guys, obviously, you guys are professional comedians, and you have your own podcast. How does this podcast compare to others? Because this is kind of just something new we're doing here.
I'd rather do this than Rogan.
This is unreal.
No, this is great, man. This is.
Is there a place that either of you have been to where like they're just like, you got to try this place has the best brisket or whatever, and absolutely like surpassed your expectations? Because in comedy you come in with a craftsman's eye, you see everything. You're like, I know what they're doing, I see how they're doing it, and then every once in a while you get a great surprise from somebody.
The first book I wrote, I was able to do a barbecue road trip. So we visited like 50, 60 different barbecue joints all across the U.S. And one place to this day is actually the one that I modeled my restaurant off of when we did our brick and mortar, Truth Barbecue. He's down in Brenham, Texas. Now he's in Houston. Leo Patello was the one place he went into, and from start to finish, the entire meal just
Like everything just kind of did the mixtape rule of you take it
just-
up a notch every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you eat the collard greens. You're like, oh my god, why did I not get more of these collard greens? You taste a brisket. You're like, oh, why did I eat the collard greens?
Yeah.
You then get the chocolate cake, and you're like, oh, we should have started with dessert first.
We should have worn
And it's
sweats.
just running. Yeah. And now, congrats to Leonard. He's just been voted, number top 3 in Texas Monthlies for barbecue joints in all of Texas.
That's
So
amazing.
He's pretty awesome. And
I
he
don't
does
see
right.
how it could be better than this. I don't.
We're very similar. Our flavor profiles are similar. Just I'm in New York and I'm in Texas.
I've had Tiffany.
Different
Faison's
accents is really what it
barbecue,
comes
and
down
it's meh. Tiffany Faison, the one from Top Chef.
Yes.
Yeah, she has a barbecue joint in Boston. It's meh.
In Boston, go visit the smoke shop. Andy Husbands is cranking
Yeah,
some
man,
good
that's
food
my
there.
buddy.
Andy's my friend. Yeah, he's a good guy. He kicks my ass a lot of times in barbecue comps. His team is unreal. Unreal. I mean, the team is.
What
just
happens at a barbecue comp?
Diarrhea.
a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, followed by one day of being very serious and trying to turn in your best bite of barbecue.
It is. A regular competition like KCBS, they do these things where you just put 6 slices in the box. So that entire brisket's 15 pounds, whatever it is. I put 6 slices in the box, and that's what gets judged. a lot of people use the same flavor profile. So if you change up a little bit, you're not making
stand out a little more.
Yeah, but that's also the bad thing because the judges aren't used to it, so they get it and they're not. So so you're not making it to yourself. So I can tell you, we've got 6 state titles in KCBS championship. We won a bunch of crap.
You've earned every single one. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
What can go wrong?
Memphis and May, we finished 6th in the whole hog. We work with Kerry Bringle and the Peg Leg Porker team, talking about the barbecue community. We have 17 chefs on our team, and it's just 17 different barbecue guys getting together. And Memphis and May, you enter 5 categories, and then you see who can drink 30 cases of beer.
You have
fast.
the eye of the tiger right now, Dave. I hope you know that. You're like,
Yeah, this is my playground, man. This is what I love to talk
This
about.
part. What is that?
That's the bark.
So nice.
That's
bark.
salt and pepper. That's all that
bark.
is. That is just salt and pepper.
That's not what it looks like when I put salt.
Oh, Dave, you should show him the. So Dave has like some TV executive or something text him about like I'm smoking a brisket. Like, what do I do?
Oh, every day.
He tried to trim it or whatever, and it looked.
Oh,
it's so fucking bad, dude.
let me show you.
It looks like a zombie face.
You're
from
right.
The
I
Walking
do
Dead.
have to.
It's-
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was gnarly. Yeah.
So I think that since I'm not like, I haven't won all the trophies and awards that you have, and but people do know that I'm super into barbecue. I feel like they think I'm very accessible to ask questions to without being like it's not intimidating, which I like. I like filling that role. It's really fun for me. So a lot of people send me, questions and pictures and ask for my insight and stuff. So anyways, my buddy was trying his first brisket and he sent this to me and he couldn't figure out why he didn't get any bark. He couldn't figure out everything and he sent me a picture of him of it trimmed. I want to show you this. This is his brisket after he got done trimming it. I said, "Did you trim it with the machete?"
They're literally laughing at this like it's
adorable.
Chris Rock slap me.
Yeah.
It's the hottest thing. They're like, can you believe this brisket?
I sent it to my barbecue buddies thread, and they were all like, they were just coming with the roasts.
They're just laughing. They're laughing about a piece of meat. They look at a picture of me. They're like, ha ha ha.
This mac and cheese is so fucking good. Maybe it's because my mom told me I was lactose intolerant, even though I wasn't. I lived a lactose intolerant life, but damn, this tastes good.
I'm not even worried about it. Macaroni and cheese.
That's it?
There's 4 different cheeses that are in it, but yeah, it's also the type of pasta I like to go with the cavatappi because I think it kind of holds the cheese sauce onto it better. It stays pretty. It's got some ridges on the noodle.
Ed, I'm desperate to know, and I realize I'm off mic, but Ed, how does one come and eat this food of yours? Because I am going to drag my husband for like a feast.
Well, we're located up in Newburgh, New York now. We've got a brick and mortar open Wednesday through Sunday. They're there now slinging some Q. We also travel on the road. A couple weeks we'll be down here again in Queens at Pig Beach. Actually, in 2 weeks we're in Pig Beach in Queens. It's a huge barbecue festival for the pitmaster there passed away, and pretty much top 25, 30 pitmasters from all around the U.S. get together for a charity event. It's a day of just eating gluttony and drinking and having a good time and raising some money for his family and people. He went to work and had a brain aneurysm, so there's a foundation.
100%.
Yeah.
What is this thing called again?
It's called It's the Chef Jeff Michener Foundation. It's at Pig Beach in Queens on April 30th.
So lovely. On April 30th.
These
April 30th.
baked beans, the apple pie, that's
I'm
killer,
dying.
dude. That's
Thank you,
amazing.
thank
That's
you.
some real foresight. Yeah,
Look at his eyes.
Like,
Look at
that's
his
really-
eyes.
That guy, that's wild. What? Did you find this? Like, did you come up with this yourself, or was this something that was inspired by somebody else?
This is another recipe from the world of barbecue. You sit next to a pit for 14, 15 hours overnight, and you can only drink so much bourbon and smoke so many cigars
Yeah.
that you start to get hungry, and you're like, ugh. The only thing I got left is beans. And you're like, oh, I got also apple pie. Hey.
How do you keep your mac and cheese so goddamn tender? It's just lovely.
Yeah, that's
magic, huh?
just magic, man.
God
Dave smoked a
damn it.
cheesecake once.
Is that true?
I did for a Philadelphia cream cheese commercial.
I won best cheesecake in Vermont with a smoked cheesecake.
Did you really?
Double chocolate cheesecake.
It
smoked.
works. Yeah, it really works well in a smoker. You wouldn't think it.
Yeah. Smokers nowadays get up to temperatures like your Rectech and the Traegers and all that. You can run these things up to 500, 600 degrees, no problem.
Anything you can cook in an oven, you can cook in a smoker.
Oh, I mean,
credit
like, I
card.
want to throw money at you right now. Do you know what I mean? It's like I feel like it's an impromptu strip club, and I'm just like, take all my singles.
But
It's unbelievable.
And barbecue is like it's rewarding from the like. Look how we're gushing at eating this, right?
Oh my God.
Look, there's great chefs and great burger and great pizzas out there, but it's not going to be a transformative experience like eating this plate of food is, right? when you know that this guy didn't just whip a burger together for 20 minutes for us. He put it in yesterday and made sure that it was done in time so that he could pull it out and let it rest. And he pulled it out at the perfect temperature so it doesn't carry and become overcooked in the hot box. And he's got to drive it down to us here. He put a lot of time and energy and effort into this, coming out so perfect and so good. And that just wouldn't happen with a slice of pizza, no matter how good the pizza is.
100%.
So
Is there so
it's
you look at it
rewarding
like
in
a
that way.
craftsman's angle kind of thing? Like you're actually,
For me, it's important when we make it. So if I make 15, 16 briskets a day, it's important for when you come in to realize if you have a slice out of brisket 1, and the ladies come in and they have a slice out of brisket 15, that they don't know the difference.
Yeah,
And
it's
so-
same.
So every day it's a different. You're dealing with 15 different cuts of meat. You're dealing with 15 different weather environments.
So there's a
15
ton of
different types wood.
repetition and
There is.
like,
but it's a challenge because each one will cook differently. So you got to watch it. There's different moisture in the wood. It gets really nerdy, and it's one of those deals that you have to kind of just monitor it. But it's a challenge. That's why somebody who's baking or doing a pizza. Guess what? That pizza oven's going to run 550 degrees every fucking day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It feels so cumulative. Like I really feel like I'm eating like 10 years of development. I'm not eating
because you are, and that's the biggest difference with barbecue too, and like other restaurants is the repetition, and that's why I have so much respect for guys that are doing it like you are, because people will tell me all the time, they'll come over to my house and they'll be like, "This is the best brisket I ever had. This is better than XYZ famous barbecue place." I go, "Yeah, but to be fair, I cooked one brisket. They have to cook it." Hundreds of them every day and make sure they all come out great. And cooking barbecue at volume.
It's very much
is
the same
such a
thing of like
higher
when you
degree of
feature for
difficulty.
someone and they're like, "You're better than the headliner." And
Yeah.
You're like, "Well, I only had to do 20 minutes."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I just got to fill my sack with hammers and walk the fuck out. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and or when they tell someone who's like kind of new at comedy, like, "You're amazing, you should be a headliner," or whatever. Well, they had a good set because everything lined up right. I'd like to see them have. You're not a true pro until you can have a good set every single night, no matter the circumstances, and handle everything.
I'm not a pro.
Well, that's what time.
Yeah, you're just talking about consistency, right? I think like you can be a great craftsman, and then taking to that next level of artist is like getting the consistency down and then adding your
Did you try this?
personality, right? What do you feel like? I know you add the banana pudding from your favorite place, and that puts some of your personality in it. Is there anything else in there that feels uniquely you that you feel like no one else does?
Hell yeah.
I like to really say that our sauces are unique to us, and I'm a big fan of our collards. So it's a process. We cook the collards. Some people like to smoke them different ways or put different. I don't know. They have a process that to me that when I look at it, it's a labor of love, and when I can see somebody come in there and be like, "Man, I wish I could slap my grandma because these are better than hers." Well,
100%.
Then I know we kind of hit a home run.
I'm on the collards right now. What's in them? Can you tell me a little bit? I'm eating them right now.
Collard greens and some smoked pork.
That's it. Yeah, but there's some magic
Let's
in
say
there.
that's it. You just asked what was. Tell you some of what's in it.
No, it's like there's like it's a barely sweet. There's like a barely acidic. It's all in there. There's
What's
something.
Going back a few beats, the investment you have to put into this before it actually becomes a thing that becomes like possibly profitable is like meat's expensive. They tell you not to buy meat during a recession because it's like one of the more expensive things you can do. Is there ever a point where you're just like, this is so much goddamn money, and I'm just getting fatter? Because that's what I would.
It is, and it starts up, but it's like everything else that you kind of do. It's in retrospect that you look at it. I remember the first time I went to an order for a catering order, and I went to the store and I spent $1,000 on product, and I'm like, holy shit, $1,000! I better sell this. How's it gonna do?
Yeah.
I literally had a truck back in with briskets on it the other day, and I wrote the guy a check for $22,000.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I wasn't.
Because the economics of it are what seemed
was
crazy
like,
to me.
All right,
Yeah.
cool, the briskets here. Not
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah,
there it is.
I mean, the economics of it seem insane. Like, it
Yes.
seems like the cost versus like what you can, like, because you guys still have to do volume too.
Yes.
Like, there's no, it's not like the French Laundry or something in Napa where like they're gonna.
It isn't. And also
$500 for a roast
sustainability.
chicken or whatever.
I mean, if you know what a brisket, when you trim it down, a brisket, you're lucky
Yeah.
to get 45% of it when it's done. So we'll get a 16-pound brisket, trim it. It's probably down to that 11, 12 pounds. You cook it, it's going to be down to 8 pounds. So I already lost half of my brisket before it even started.
So if you spend $100 on brisket, you're really walking away with 50 of it,
Yes.
and like actual servable product.
So what we do is we take that trimming and we'll grind it up, and that's what goes into the sausage. We also make some brisket burgers. We make chili out of it. We also make we take the fat. And
It's
we
the whole
tallow.
buffalo
we make
kind
the
of.
Tallow, yeah.
And I've been running
What's
my
tallow?
Tallow's the beef, the heavy fat on it. You put it in the oven or in the smoker and just let it render down so it becomes like a liquid. and then we run our deep fryers on it. So we have beef fat fryers.
God.
So
I do not know how much more you could decimate an animal.
Sean, remember
So
we
is
were
there
at
anything we
Shane,
missed,
Shane,
by the way?
Shane.
that we
Shane.
didn't try yet?
We sleep in the
That
same
he wants to
bunk
try?
across
Sorry,
from one
buddy.
another. Yeah.
I'm having a barbecue.
Banana
story.
pudding is the closer, but I think the girls had a game they wanted to play with the ribs before we just keep eating.
Well, it was suck it dry, but they seem to have sucked all
sucked
of
it
them.
Yeah, I already ate all.
Yeah, everyone wins.
Look,
We all won.
I mean, Mehran's clearly the best at it.
Aha! I'm not finished.
I sucked the whole plate dry.
No, I take like an hour or two.
Well,
I'm
mine
gonna double back and get more.
But so if you roll 22,000 pounds of beef, you buy, and then 11,000, or however many pounds of beef.
Well, that was dollars. That wasn't pounds.
Yeah.
Ah!
Like, geez.
So that's about 3,500 pounds. Right now,
Jesus, Mary.
prime brisket you can get for under $5. I mean,
Yeah.
you negotiate your rates, so it's
Yeah,
they vary
especially if you're
everywhere.
buying at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to buy in bulk too at this sense. Like it's
Well, we
more
do, but we're burning through
economically
it.
feasible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in the perfect world, I mean, and come December time, we usually try to secure a whole 60,000 pounds of ribs, so we have them for the year, and it's just a tractor trailer load. So then from there you move them. I mean, we'll do events. It's on a weekend, and like Mohegan Sun, we'll go no problem going through like 600 racks of ribs in a day. Or not 2 days. I'm sorry, that's 2 days.
So my move is if I want to cook a rack of ribs for my family, I just get a couple 3-packs from Costco and I cook 6 racks of ribs and I throw it up on my neighborhood Facebook page and I say, hey, I got some extra ribs. If anyone wants to buy them for their family, just you could pay whatever you want for them. And then people will drop me $20 or $30, and then I've just made money by cooking dinner for my family.
you fucking swindle your neighbors.
As soon as the cryo vat's open, you got to cook them, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to put them in the freezer. Come on now.
So it's like portioning, like what you smoke and like what you have to serve. You're like, you really have to hit pars in the sense of like we need to serve this much today for this to not go, because it all turns too, and there's some stuff I imagine you don't serve on the second day.
We have one freezer in our place, and that's for my baker. So we make everything fresh every day.
Yeah.
Whatever's left either goes off to the pantry or employees take some home.
I
Yeah.
love going off to the pantry. You feed people, motherfucker.
Well, there's some places too that'll take the
I don't give a fuck.
they'll take the
Like, I'm here,
leftovers
get
and they'll let it render down even more overnight, slow cook boil it, and then they put it in like breakfast tacos in the morning. It's just like
Yeah.
meat paste.
My brother worked at a barbecue joint in high school, and he would always come home, and he would just he'd always be bringing home like ribs and shit at the end of the night, and it's like I fucking like my senior year of high school I put on like 30 pounds
Yeah.
just because he was always bringing shit home. It was awful. Like I mean, it was so fun, but it was so bad. Cousins Barbecue in Fort Worth.
So if we're talking about the the cost of briskets, right?
Yeah.
I just had a 22-day dry-aged brisket sent to me, which I don't even know what that would cost on the open market, but it was insane.
You just get a 40-day wet age brisket. That's well, we do with all of our briskets every day. So everything comes in, it's got to sit for 40 days before we can serve it. So,
Mary,
Oh,
mother
man.
of God.
And explain why that is.
well, it's like anything else. Aging beef, then all of a sudden it really starts to break down. And brisket's so full of collagen and fats and all other nasty stuff that can get really nerdy here. But you just want the meat to be able to break down. And prime grade beef beginning with is great to begin with. But if you can even make it more tender, takes a lot of the kind of mistakes out of play for it when you're cooking it.
I see.
When you wet age it, it's basically just aging it. When you dry age it, you're giving it that funky flavor like a cheese, like a dry aged steak.
Oh, like the steaks you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple things that are on my mind. One is that, like, you know, when we first got the thing, I was like eating everything individually and feeling real precious about eating each individual component, and every last thing was incredible, Ed. But now I'm like at the place on the plate where like there's some leftover bean juice,
Yeah.
and some like collard fun, and it's like I'm getting these bites that are like everything is friends. All of these flavors are friends.
It's like all of us here at this table, right?
Speaking of leftovers, one of my favorite things to do also is I'll take the leftover mac and cheese and the leftover brisket and whatever I have, sausage, chop it up, and put it in a scramble in the morning. Bunch of eggs. Oh, you wouldn't believe how good mac and cheese is in eggs. It's
I
incredible.
might.
It's also really good cold at 2 a.m. when you come home drunk.
Oh,
right out of the
oh
fridge.
man! Oh, here's
Don't
the other.
even- don't
You don't
even
even need a
you just eat
spoon.
it
You
cold.
just go in
No,
it like
you
a
just
fucking
go in.
man.
Nope. Here's the move for that. You come home drunk, you get your bowl of mac and cheese, you put pulled pork in it, and then a bunch of barbecue sauce, and you mix it all up.
Fuck.
That is the 2 a.m.
Special.
barbecue.
You're
leftover
gonna
plate.
die.
You're gonna die.
There's
you get-
Kreischer.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh my God! All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey now.
Yeah.
You make a hard argument. You meet a girl out, and you're like, "But I have mac and cheese and pulled pork at home."
This is not like well, it is a great experience. It's not like
Well,
I'm going to take you on a date and hopefully get laid after is not the kind of food you eat for this. It's not a salad party. Yeah.
so I'm going to let you guys introduce whoever's walking.
If he's going to do it, is he just
he
hanging?
brought his own film crew.
Yeah, he usually does. Hey, B-Man.
What's up, boys?
Oh, what's up, gang?
This is our Birdie Boy Relapse Store crew. Just got here. We got a ton of barbecue.
Hey, Bert, do you remember Ed from we were in was it Poughkeepsie? Yeah. No, not this past time.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Bert Kreischer's here, everybody.
You take my seat. I'm gonna keep eating. I should
No,
not.
please. Are you guys drinking?
Yeah.
We're pretty fucking hammered.
That's
And
crazy.
we got gelato. I had a full.
What are you
turnaround.
doing? You're drinking and eating gelato.
Dude, it sounds good.
You got to try some of this brisket, bro.
Yeah.
All right, here. Put a pivot in this.
Yeah.
Let's.
Bert, do you know everybody here?
Sure. Yes.
This is Ryan
Yeah,
Reiss.
this is the Cheat Day Show. My name's Ryan Reiss. I'm a comedian at the Comedy Cellar. Nice
Ryan
to meet you.
Reiss.
I don't know what you want to do.
Very nice to meet you.
All right, there
I'm
you go.
So sorry. I know everyone. Like last time I ran into Phil Hanley, and I was like, I know him.
Yeah.
And without ever meeting him in my entire life, we hung out for 20 minutes. But I know him, so
Yeah.
I know everyone.
Yeah, in passing.
I'm
kind
on
of stuff,
Instagram. I know everyone. I know how talented everyone is, but I've never really.
Yeah, no, it's.
Well,
I just
like the
called
comedy festival.
Shane Sean, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've never met. Don't worry about
Okay,
it.
good.
I was like, what do you mean, no man?
Yeah.
Cocktail would be great.
Yeah, we'll get you a beer.
It's so good to see Paul Verzi here.
How we doing, sir?
Sorry, I'm Bert. I'm
Ed, how are you?
nice to meet you. Ed.
So we were telling
you
them.
are.
I'm T.
Hi T.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you.
Fellow Floridian.
Yeah, Miami.
We already talked.
Yeah. Dave knows everyone.
She
in
went to
my-
a good water polo school.
Really?
Would you like a beer?
I would love a beer. I would love a beer.
We were talking about how much barbecue we eat on the road.
It's too
An
much.
aggressive amount.
It's aggressive.
It was bad, and you know it's so funny. I love it, like nice Schotterbach. Segura's doing a full blood panel on me next on Monday.
A
A
what?
full blood panel is what that was.
I might be too drunk.
I
to
can't
do a
imagine why
podcast.
they're
I
worried
might
about
be.
I think we're wrapping up pretty soon anyway.
No, we just started.
This just turned into a 3-hour podcast, guys.
We haven't even touched sweet meat yet.
No, we haven't gotten to sweet meat.
Okay, and I don't.
Ed now hosts a podcast. Yeah.
That's
My name's Sweet Meat, by the way.
No, it isn't.
Nah, yeah, fucking with you.
sweet meat barbecue.
So this is a barbecue, correct?
Yes, that's sounds.
All right, let's try it.
I think actually now that
Sure,
we're,
the bark is killer.
Yeah,
the bark is
it's
really good.
really-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a bear eating salmon.
Speaking of which, we've been smoking a lot of salmon on the bus too, trying to be a little healthier.
Wow.
Do you ever? You don't ever do fish in your place, do you?
Yes, sir. We do. Every now and then we'll do whole salmons if for
Yeah.
especially on like a Thursday night. Or
Yeah.
something.
Killer, right, dude? No joke.
Wow.
Is that unreal? Get you the sauce with the rib. It's unreal.
This is like a pomegranate kind of sauce.
Yeah, pomegranate molasses.
Pomegranate molasses, fucking barbecue sauce. It's the best thing I've ever tasted. I shit you not.
No, I'm a big rib guy when it comes to the rip apart ability.
Yeah. It's got to have just the perfect amount
like
of
I
pull.
don't want it to fall off. Because
You like the carnalness
everyone
of it?
says fall off is like the thing.
No.
You want a little bit of tug. You want a tug, you know? You don't want a pussy too wet. No, I'm so sorry.
No, she had her some.
It's the thing the kids are doing.
Yeah, Bert.
And it pulls off the whole side.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Great rib.
And that sauce, the goddamn sauce. Right?
Ooh, that's
Where are you guys coming from?
I don't know. Well, that's
A gelato shop.
It's a really good meal, right? Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
The pull off. What you want to do, it's like when you pick a booger out of your nose.
Yeah.
You want to touch a little bit, and then the whole thing just unravels out of your nose. You want that with barbecue.
Yeah.
You want that a little bit of a tooth on the thing, and then just and then
You wanted to feel like you're going nose diving. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, this is a great rib.
No bigger compliment than your barbecue being compared to the perfect booger.
That's it. I was just trying to figure out how I can make that a marketing.
Hey,
plan.
fat
I don't
kids
know.
eat both. So it's fine.
I eat boogers.
What? Oh, I absolutely eat boogers. Wait,
We all have.
Everyone's being gay. about it. Don't be gay. Don't be gay about boogers.
Don't be gay about
Don't be gay about boogers is actually that's my.
That's your children's book. Coming out.
Boogers. Would you have those beans? Apple pie baked beans.
Hit that mac and cheese, bro.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I was on such a good diet today.
Would you have fish for lunch or something?
Yeah.
You walked in drunk with ice cream.
Yes.
Great diet.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
nailing it, dude.
Fucking hysterical.
Was doing so good.
Baked beans first.
You have so much barbecue sauce getting on your puffer now. And
Uh,
there's beans
Yeah.
on the puffer, man.
That's fine.
Oh,
That's
he
par-
got it. He
it's
got
par
the
for the
bean
course.
thing. Okay.
Oh my
This is how we live our life. Don't judge us.
These are great baked beans. They're not too overwhelming. They're very soft. They're much like
cinnamon
a
apple
pinto
thing
bean
in it.
with a pinto bean with an accent. Like it's not.
See-
Sometimes you get barbecue baked beans and they're overwhelming. It's like, hey, where y'all from? You ain't from around here. But you want a pinto bean.
Now do a
going
voice
like-
for the sausage. Eat the sausage.
Let's see what he has to say. Do you hear
Oi.
that?
Wow. The sausage is like,
Are you even
I already fucked one dude, put it in me too. That's fucking good sausage.
I don't even know what that was.
He's not even. He's like sucking on it.
Yeah. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the sausage. I'm not lying.
I wonder what the mac and cheese sounds like.
It's going to be a Southern Belle.
I do declare. I'm creamy.
Well, that sounds really hot. Right?
Mac and cheese sounds like I've been going to this Target for 5 years.
It's a Karen.
Fucking tell me who think you're better than me.
You're the wrong guy. Listen, let me tell you something. This is the perfect plate of food.
Right?
And I'm working on this right now, but those bites were that's how you should live life. Is a couple bites, a rib, one piece of the fucking thing,
The brisket?
mac and cheese,
Oh.
baked beans, and then a sausage, and then go like. That's how you go. I put my fork down. That was one of the best things I've ever had. I'm gonna take a sip of a
And
beer.
for me, this is the perfect scenario of events because I got to eat my barbecue. We got to all eat it together and experience it. But then my second favorite thing is watching other people enjoy barbecue that I know is good. So I got to enjoy it, and then I got to watch Bert enjoy it.
Dave likes to watch.
I do.
Man, the best thing about cooking is
That's what Ed was
doing it
saying earlier.
It's like I gotta be honest with you. The best way to lose weight is to make food for other people. Because once you do it, you start going like, I want to see you enjoy it. I want to see you. Like we make smash burgers at my house. We got an outside griddle. I love making smash burgers because as I make them, I don't give a fuck about eating. I want to watch other people go like, God damn, this is good. Brioche bun, mayonnaise, ketchup, tomato, onion on the press with a little bit of jalapeno if they want it, but press it hard, and you watch them eat it. American cheese, and then they're sitting there like, God damn it, this is good. And you're like, no, I didn't do anything special, but the feeling I feel
Is special.
It's like comedy.
Yeah.
So, we're so akin when it comes to cooking and comedy and porn and all the things that are indulgent. It's like, I just want you to enjoy it. I came here to make you like something. I hope you like it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, I'm bummed also.
Indulgences are better when they're shared.
The look on their face indicates that the porn actor doesn't care if I'm hard.
No, they're open micers. Yeah. They're open micers, and they're doing it for themselves. When you get to the place, when you're Dave Attell, and you get bummed out when someone doesn't like it, and you walk out. That's when you're a chef.
I love that you said
Right now, those are cooks. Yeah. A lot of porn stars are cooks, and a lot of open micers are cooks. But when you're a fucking comic, everyone in this table knows when you're called a comic by like Colin Quinn.
Yeah,
that feels pretty good.
It feels
then
official.
You're making a meal for other people.
Yeah, as opposed to
fucking dude. God damn it! This is what America's about. I'm so happy right now.
This is so fun. It's very this is not a typical New York day either. Honestly, it's very well. I mean, like we don't just eat barbecue in the Comedy Cellar.
Normally it's bagels with Seinfeld, but this is
also
this is good too.
That should be the name of this episode.
Bagels with Seinfeld.
And how did you keep it warm? It was so good.
We put it under Dave's armpits for half an hour.
I was steaming it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little butcher paper.
Is this your barbecue?
Yes, sir.
This is fucking phenomenal.
Isn't
Well,
it
thank
fucking
you. Thank you.
phenomenal?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm trying to get some of that.
I'm trying to figure out who's breathing heavily in the mic, or if it's just all of us equally.
All of us.
Yeah.
I think it's actually you. I think it's mostly you.
It might be.
You find like
Chances
a lot of people
are.
eat with their
I'm looking
eyes
around like, who's doing
at the
that?
restaurant.
It's just
It's
me.
100%. So, like, even when you're doing
gonna
packaging
get
and
more
stuff to
food.
go,
Yeah.
it has to look like it's
Like it's
show
just
off,
like it's an
'cause
impressive
everybody
thing to
looks
watch.
at it, and you come to a restaurant, we have a cutter line, so people see it and they're like,
All right.
'cause a lot of people aren't accustomed to brisket. So
Yeah.
when you pull this
Then,
big
let's
thing out of
talk
it.
about the penny drop of barbecue. Let's really break down barbecue. So I'm a guy that's been around a lot of barbecue
Yep.
because of Dave Williamson. The panties are the butcher paper. Mm-hmm. Butcher paper is the panties of barbecue. When you see wet butcher paper,
Yeah.
that's the
I can't tell
sexiest-
if you're about to ruin or make something even better for me.
That's the sexiest part of barbecue. When you see
Yeah,
wet
there's
butcher
like-
paper, you're like, as a eater, we're 3 eaters right here. You're like, God damn it, this is gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
That's wet panties,
Butcher paper is the wet pants.
right?
I 100%.
The tits are mac and cheese. You play with the tits a little bit, but man, if you're not fucking around with the fucking wet panties,
After a while, you're like, this is too much tit. Like, I got full on tits. I can't.
The chicken. Has anyone tried the chicken?
No, but I'm down.
I'm not.
Oh my
The
god.
chicken's like more like a little bit of a hand job. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
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 Let's get it over with and get inside the brisket.
It's nice to know that wet naps are used for the same thing, though. Like, there's no difference. You got a little something.
Ribs are a blowjob. Brisket is the sex, right?
Brisket is.
Like ribs.
What about pastrami? Where's that fall?
Oh man,
that's-
that's some
that's
kinky shit
Hasidic
that only happens
He
Jewish.
there
brought
now.
pastrami last time.
Oh right.
Pastrami.
Well, pastrami, beef ribs, and stuff like that
Barbecue fight?
are becoming.
Actually, because it's
Popular.
we won the Fort Lauderdale Wine and Food Festival with pastrami.
Because pastrami is brisket.
It's brisket.
It's just.
you cure it and then you cure it for 2 weeks or.
First of all, I love pastrami. It's just a different dance.
Yeah.
It's a different dance.
It's a very versatile cut of meat.
A lot of guys
Yes.
are
Yeah.
pastramiing beef ribs and stuff now too.
I didn't know it was a verb.
What?
Pastramiing.
I think I made that up.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like that though.
What's the like greatest atrocity you have seen committed to a bar? Like
I have
a
a
terrible
list.
idea.
These people who make like I'm a traditionalist, right? Love my brisket. and everything else.
Missionary barbecue is what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you start to see people put like, hate to throw something like they make crazy stuff out of it. It doesn't need to go on a pizza. It doesn't need to go on a donut. It doesn't need to go.
Yeah,
make
like
a brisket.
let it stand on its own is
Yeah,
essentially.
it's
Yeah,
like you know what? I like my donuts. I like my brisket. I like my bagels.
All right,
I don't need
so-
to have it in there.
How do we? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
When people sauce the shit out of something, they're obviously hiding something. If it comes out and they're just covering it in sauce and
Some guys
and
just got a
serving
lot of sauce.
it. I mean, I think most people would want you to. Oh, you're making another sex joke.
It's Alabama white sauce.
Got you.
By the way, that was my question. Go ahead.
What, the Alabama white sauce?
I want to know how you feel about Alabama white sauce. Not
Yeah.
to interrupt.
No.
That's-
It just-
that was my-
It sounds like a bunch of cousins ejaculated into a bowl to me. Alabama white sauce.
Yeah.
It really
Alabama
does.
white sauce.
Is that how you make it, Ed?
Nobody will say what's in it.
He said earlier.
I don't have any cousins, but I'm from upstate, so we have
Just some good buddies.
we have some couple brunkles upstate. That's what we have. So that's it.
They're long winners up
Yes.
there. Yeah.
So we actually have some white sauce for you if you'd like to try it. It's on our chicken.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Yum, yum, yum.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes, sir.
And here's backup white sauce if anybody wants to. How about some backup?
Yeah,
How about,
come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
See if I can end up with some of my mustache here.
What's gayer than coming a mustache?
What?
Nothing.
Combo. That's insane.
I haven't ever had this.
How was it? How was it? How was it? I want more.
Dude, Alabama white sauce is fucking awesome.
It's just basically a different vehicle to get mayonnaise into your mouth.
Delightful, but what is in it? It
It's
feels
just
like
mayonnaise, vinegar, salt, pepper, lemon, and some Worcestershire sauce.
it's divine.
It's a
That tastes like
different
cum?
delivery system than ranch.
I didn't know cum
Like,
came
so
out
ranch
good.
has got like a
overpowering.
rounded feel.
Yeah.
This has got a hey, we're going to college feel.
Isn't that
You know?
wild?
I love. By the way, I love
It's-
Alabama white sauce.
Yeah.
I love Alabama white
It's a
sauce.
more subtle ranch, basically.
It has
Is it more
tang
subtle
to
or is it more like of a?
more tang.
It's got more tang to it.
Yeah. It's not like buttermilky. It's like
That's the apple cider
it's
vinegar
like
in
a
it. So that's a
dressing.
good
It is a dressing.
I like it so much. And then, by the way, that should be if Stovers or whoever makes ranch,
Hidden Valley.
they should make an Alabama white sauce because I actually would enjoy that on a salad. A little bit of a tang.
They'd
Can I
fuck
tell you
it
else,
up, though.
what else I'd like? I would like a mustard, olive oil, vinegar,
Those are good.
garlic.
Dijon?
Yeah, with a little bit of Dijon. I would love that as a dressing because I really enjoy it when I make it myself, but it's not out there. You can't find it.
I've never seen it anywhere, but my mom used to do it.
Where are you?
I'm Cuban.
Where are you from? Miami.
I'm from Miami. Yeah, I'm Cuban.
Are you really Cuban? Oh, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where we
yeah.
got it from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Cubans got it fucking locked down.
Yeah, we do. We really do.
How old are you?
I'm 26, and we roast like a
Why
whole
did
pig
you
at
come
Christmas.
up here?
To do comedy.
For real?
Yeah.
You do stand up?
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. Look at me.
Damn it.
Look at me.
So
Yeah,
glad
wipe
you
the
didn't grow up-
barbecue
you
off.
didn't grow
Real
up
quick,
in
what
the
does the
Miami
chicken?
Improv.
What does the chicken sound like if it could talk?
The chicken?
I'm running back to the bit.
I don't remember the bit. I'm so drunk.
He's so
You were giving all the different pieces of food a voice and an accent. So
And they all started kind of sounding the same.
I'm afraid of Alabama white sauce. They
not bad.
got their hoods on.
It is a misleading name.
My friend, my friend got arrested. Richard Payne at this joke. He's like, "What do you call it when a father bird walks in on a son bird having gay bird sex?"
That's specific.
He goes, "Awkward."
Thank you.
Brought up a lot of dead people today, guys.
Yeah.
So you're from Miami?
Yeah, from Miami.
Fucking so cool.
It's the
No,
best.
none of us come out here. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
Like no one from Miami and Florida ever.
No,
comes
yeah,
out
you're
to-
right. It's like they always go back.
Yeah, and Ricky Cruz, one of the best comics out there. One of the best comics I've
Yeah,
ever seen.
funny
Do
dude.
stand up. Yeah, live in Miami. It's because Florida's got this mentality of like, don't leave. We're comfortable here. No slight on Ricky Cruz because I've just complimented him, but like, congrats to you for leaving
Yeah.
Miami.
Thank you. It's just like more important to enjoy life in Miami, I think, than it is here.
Real. It's a great assessment. Yeah. Dave made the opposite choice. Like he, no, he had the greatest life ever.
Yeah, my life was pretty good
I'm
too.
not saying too much. I'm sorry.
No, please. I like this.
He had he was very rich.
He was. He was.
Yeah,
Not
very
anymore.
rich. And
The
he
smokers.
had a huge house, and he decided stand up was his thing. And I think all us moron stand ups were like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got rid of all of it, and he sold his house, bought a Winnebago, traveled with his family on the road for 2 years in a Winnebago, and then moved out to El Segundo. He's doing great now, but there's a lot of question time where you're like, why wouldn't you just keep the Cadillac dealership?
Yeah, I left a very comfortable path, a career path I could have
Do they
stayed
still
on.
like you, your family?
Yeah,
Despite it all?
my family's very supportive and everything. But
That's
I think
awesome.
I think
Does
a lot
your
of
wife
people-
still like you? Because she really seems like she
Yeah.
got slipped.
I think as the years went on, more and more people were like, "Are you sure this is still the path?"
As you're selling ribs out of your garage.
Yeah.
He's
By the
doing-
way, that's my.
he's doing fine
Can
now.
I tell you? I swear to God. No slight on the slight. But like, my favorite part about Dave, the thing I loved about him the most, is that he started selling ribs on Facebook, and I went, "That's the future,
That's
right?"
wholesome.
So that's the business we're in. Is like, connect to the consumer, show them the thing you got, get them to get the thing you got. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
When he started buying ribs, you say it better than I do, and I know I'm gonna fuck it up. But
Yeah.
like, when you started like he bought this fucking $15,000 smoker.
A little cheaper than that, but yeah, I had a big gravity fed Assassin 32. It's like a 900-pound smoker,
yeah.
and so you could do a lot of volume in those. So, especially before and during the pandemic, it made a lot of sense. If I was going to put one thing in, like I said earlier, I would just load it up and then sell it to my neighbors and stuff. And then if I would just do pay what you want because I was scared I was going to take orders at first, and cooking that kind of volume, I was going to fuck it up. So then I was just like, there's no pressure. It's done. Whatever you want to pay, you could pay. And people would always be polite and throw a bunch in because they were like looking forward to it and excited about it. And then it started backfiring on me because I did get confident to take orders. And I would tell people, like, DM me for my address. But so many people who got barbecue from me before, they just saw it, a post go up and just showed up at my house. And I was like, oh, shit, this is getting out of control, right? But that's how a lot of guys start. They do pop-ups.
This is I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I'm more interesting. The future of stand-up comedy clubs is Joey Rose's.
Yeah,
and Dave's. Like Joe DeRosa's got the. It's so great because you see these guys. Yeah.
Joe got into comedy so he could eventually make sandwiches.
Yeah,
but it's so cool.
The longest route to be owning a sandwich shop.
Route.
But it's about having something else about your personality.
He's just walking in the bread aisle like, I don't think I'm ready for this.
I'll do comedy for about 15 years, then take another crack at it.
Look. It's about
cheese than meat than cheese. I don't get it.
It's
All
about
Joe hears right now is they're saying Joey Rose.
Yeah. Plug the address.
That is a fucking killer sandwich over there,
dude. The best sandwiches.
You been there yet? Joey Rose's, a Hard 8. No. It's over here on the Lower East Side. You got to go if you want a good sandwich. Like he makes killer fucking sandwiches.
Killer.
Yeah.
Fresh bread every day. Go ahead, Dave.
Brussels sprouts, fried Brussels sprouts. They were like air fried or something. They were crispy. I never have bragged about a Brussels sprout in my life, but I couldn't eat enough. It must have had some brown sugar or something on it. It was sweet. It's incredible.
But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, like to go like. I don't know, and this is gonna sound. I'm sure this is gonna sound right, but like, but it was cool to see Joe DeRosa, who I love doing stand up, also have another thing.
It's nice to see the people. Yeah, like it's like you're doing something. I mean, like, and his is a public business, but like he's all something else he's passionate about. That he can
It's so cool. It's like I wish I had that a little bit.
You have a lot of shit you get into.
All my eggs are in one basket. Right?
Look, I'll tell you this.
I would love a bar.
I think that's a good idea.
That seems. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you'll have a lot of investors line up for that Burt bar. I can't see how a Burt bar would not make money and go great.
House?
Yeah.
I want one by my house.
What kind of bar? Like,
I love this game so much.
Like when you put your bar in, where you like people are going to get shit faced here, or people are just going to have a couple of drinks.
Obviously, shit face.
No, for ours it's just a couple drinks. So being the accountant guy, everybody. I've got 72 seats.
We're getting shit-faced.
Little different.
What world are you living in? Yeah. We're selling cocktails, motherfucker. Let's me and you team up.
Let's do it. I go with the high-end bourbons that we have at our place, so I don't need to do, mass consumption. We just get a couple of them and kick them out the door. We still get a couple grand out of them.
Yeah.
This is why you need to work with the nerd that knows the business.
Yeah.
That's why I married my wife. My wife is the remember that when you
Leanna nerd.
joined science lab, and then they were like,
she's the one who would get the work done, and then you
yeah,
coast.
like, hey,
that was my whole college career.
What'd you get for number 5?
My move was I was a human resource major. For some reason, it was like all girls, and and the girls were afraid to do the public speaking.
You really overshot that landing strip.
So I was like, look, you guys do all the work, and at the end of the semester, I'll present. And they were like, deal. And it was just an easy path for me.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, I bet I could buy a bar in L.A.
I think you sure. It's not that hard, Bert.
Maybe 2.
Well, look, to your point, Bert,
I see wheels turning right now, Bert.
I could definitely buy a bar.
Yeah, of course you could, but it's not like it's... Do you know how to run a bar?
That's not the thing.
No, you get a manager for that.
All I got to do, bro, is
strategic
be
partner.
At the bar.
Yeah.
Question. Is there comedy at the bar?
No.
Oh,
I mean, it's got to be a good bar show night, right?
The greatest question ever asked. Because no.
I knew it.
Keep them separate.
I want it to be. I tell you what I like about Joey Rose is that
it's too small to have a fucking show. Yeah.
But I like the intimacy. I like that you feel like you're a part of something. The thing about bars that I miss in LA is that every bar I've ever been to in LA is like you had to get in line. I didn't like that energy. I like the bar.
There's like an exclusivity,
bar where everyone kind of knows each other. So like hardcore apologies for what I'm about to say, but like David Koechner is a friend of mine, and he used to party. He doesn't party anymore. He's sober now. But I would see him at my local bar. I'd see him, Al Jackson,
yeah,
Tone Bell, I would see local people that lived in my neighborhood. I'm not saying everyone right now, and it was so much better. We had such a great list of people. But you'd see them, and that was the coolest thing about that bar, is that you go in with a friend that you didn't know anyone, and you sit down, and they'd be like, "Fuck, is that the guy from Anchorman?" And you're like, "Yeah, this is our bar."
Yeah, don't fucking ruin it. Yeah,
Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
It's the sexiest. I'm gonna cry right now.
Yeah. So you're talking like you might want, for you, if you owned a bar, like maybe lower key is better in some way. Like
It's
He wants
For
a
you to
bar,
hang-
he wants a hole in the wall. He wants
It's the back bar at the store. You've ever been to the back bar at the store?
Yes, of course.
It's the back bar at the store. I go back there one night. There's Johnny Depp, Doug Stanhope, and Marilyn Manson. And I'm like, that's what you want in a bar, right?
Is there a woman crying?
They're actually Bingo was in the fucking emergency room at the time. So oddly enough, yes. But like that's what you want, like the sexiness of a bar. The thing you want at a bar is the people there that you go, holy shit, they're right. I'm gonna tell you a short story that's gonna turn very long. My first night in Los Angeles,
Self-aware.
I go to Mary Lou's. It's a bar on 13th, right? I don't know if it's still open. And I walk in. I'd just been written up in Rolling Stone magazine as the #1 party animal in the country. And this guy grabs me and he goes, "Dude, you're the fucking party animal." And I was like, "Hey, man, I know. Just trying to be low-key, hang out, have a drink." And he was like, "Dude, I just read the fucking article." And I was like, "I'm cool." He's like, "Harvey, Abel, God damn it, this is the fucking guy." And I'm like, "Hey, man, give me my distance." I sit down next to this girl. We have a Crown and water because I was on the keto thing back then. Crown and water, oddly enough. And she is floored at who is talking to me. And I went, "What's going on?" She goes, "I can't believe David Lee Roth knows who you are." It gets better. I turn around, it's David Lee Roth. He's yelling out to Harvey Keitel and Abel Ferrara. They're all at this fucking bar. That's the bar.
Was this a dream you had?
No, it was real. My first night in LA, in New York.
That's
My
a
first night in
random
New York.
group of people.
And Abel Ferrara, Harvey Keitel, and David Lee Roth, and I am floored. That's the night you want. That's the bar you want. That's the bar you want.
when people leave you alone at the same time. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I fucked it up. You know me. I fucking
Yeah,
ruined
you
it.
had fun.
I was like, "Hey, Dave, can we call my girlfriend?" And he was like, "Girl, leave me alone."
Yeah. But she didn't bother them. That's the vibe you want at the bar, though. Like
You want
she
the
knew,
vibe of-
recognized
the
they
vibe of like hot, sexy celebrity partying and hiding. I drank in Soho, in the corner of Greenwich Village with who's the guy from 24 Hours?
Ed
Kiefer
Norton.
Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland one time. Beautiful hair. Just the whole time.
Couldn't be.
And I thought, that's what you want out of a bar. They're right?
Yeah.
Am I
No,
right?
I feel like
Totally.
those places take like decades to build. Like they're institutions, like those kind of places.
You're right.
Yeah.
And it's
Kinda
you're
depends
right,
on the
you're right
city,
about that.
yeah.
And it's hard to make. It's
Yeah.
hard to make because you can't just go, "Here's the celebrity hangout." You know, like it's like the
Oh yeah, you have to, like,
You got to come by the cool spot. You build a.
You have
Your
to, like,
place built to
curate a
rep, right?
history.
Yeah.
Somewhat
Yeah.
protected. Like, I've worked at, I used to work in celebrity bars and stuff when I was in my 20s. And, we see how this place runs, but at the end of the, but,
By the way, totally who I am.
yeah, right?
And just so we're clear, totally who I am.
But like this place, the Cellar has a way of protecting the sort of like the sacred space of the uber rich and famous, and you kind of have to have something of a culture.
We're sitting in that
Yeah,
bar.
we literally are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a culture that ultimately protects
I'm
them.
gonna go say hi to Matt Damon real quick.
But also like lets them, not have to be that person for a night. You know what I mean? Like they get to be.
Yeah, but you're that person. You're going to be that person forever. That's who you are.
But like it's like they get to be the celebrity that they always were in their head when they went to a bar.
This is pre-cancel culture. Pre-cancel culture, you could be the guy that yelled the N-word at the bar and fuck everyone. And no, that's who you
fuck
were.
everyone?
No, but the thing you're asking right now, the negotiation you're making is like going like privacy. There's no privacy anymore.
Yeah.
There's no privacy.
Of course there's no privacy.
And so
People
back
could
in
be
the day-
salacious.
Back in the day, you could be the most horrific human being at the bar, and that's the negotiation you made. Nowadays, that's
What if
not
you had
real.
a back room at your special bar, Bert?
Nope. cameras are on everywhere. Everyone knows that. No one's ever who they are.
Except at Comedy Cellar, you can't have your phones. That's nice.
Well,
But that's as an audience member. That's not here.
I took 100 pictures last night, so
Well, yeah, you don't count. You don't count. I
don't count.
I get to
Oh,
have
I
my
don't
phone
count?
inside
I don't
too.
count. I don't count. So that's the point. It's like I'm hyper aware. There's camera on me every time, all day long. I know that. But the you don't count thing is very accurate, and that's what I'm saying. Is like back in the day, they would have the snake pit, right? Yeah. Or what was where River Phoenix died?
The
Viper Room.
Oh yeah.
Where it was like we're all celebrities. It's a real deal. That wasn't real, man. That wasn't real.
Yeah.
Well,
Look, I totally agree with you, Bert. I love my community. I love where I live, and a big part of it is.
what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm bringing it back.
What are you talking about?
I'm bringing it back.
Let's put a button on this fucking.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying my hardest. If you guys
What a
just let
bro.
me. I'm trying to help out here.
Is this your podcast?
I'm taking over.
Your setups take longer than your brisket. Let's keep it moving.
I was going to invite you to one of the many bars I like drinking out of my neighborhood, but you've just hurt my feelings, Shane.
Oh,
You know
baby.
what?
Keep going.
You fucking finish the podcast then, Shane.
Well,
Go ahead.
everyone, this has been a
Wait,
complete
whose
disaster.
podcast?
It's
Whose
Ryan.
podcast is it?
It's Ryan
it's
and
ours.
Ryan and Mehran's
I'm so
podcast.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought it was Shane.
No. It's just a hang, man.
Yeah, it's a blast. I just
So-
want to eat more food
I'm
off
rested.
mic.
It's hard as fuck thinking it was there.
No,
I'm so
it's
sorry.
fine.
I know. Oh, no, you didn't. Did you really?
I really thought it was yours.
Oh,
I was like,
no,
I was like,
no.
I'll ruin it. I don't give a fuck.
You got to give it up for Ed, though. He cooked everything. Ed cooked
That's
everything.
the man.
Plug your restaurant.
Handsome Devil LLC, Handsome Devil Barbecue in Newburgh, New York.
Fuck yeah. Ryan?
Oh, yeah. Our comedy, we're filming at the Comedy Cellar, so please come here. And the Cheat Day Show.
Cheat Day Show! Thank you for listening, hookers. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen. Let's eat. Should we have some more alcohol
I'm
and
definitely
food?
having more.
Alcohol and food!
At Dave W Comedy on Instagram, and I just started a Meet Dave YouTube channel. I'm gonna start putting up some barbecue content. So if you like this barbecue talk, follow me there.
I'm Shane Torres.
Hey, Shane Torres.
You can find me across all.
And you can find me.
Yeah.
Let's all do a good Shane Torres.
Do it, Shane Torres. www.shaneiscomedian.com. Shane Torres. Just come see my shows.
Come see his shows.
I need to do better.
Come eat Ed's food. Come listen to our podcast. Mr. Kreischer, will you lead us out?
God bless America, land of the
I don't know the words.
Stand beside us
Her?
and guide us.
Isn't it her?
For the land.
Freestyle.
You make barbecue. You make barbecue.
Viva Cuba.
From the oceans to the
Berries.
from the foam of life so green. God bless America, the land I love.
I think it's like 3 different songs.
God bless
America.
my home, sweet home.
Let's eat barbecue.
Thank you, guys.
I think you were singing some of the Pledge of Allegiance in there.
Thanks for listening to the Cheat Day Show podcast. To learn more about our show, the hosts, the comedians, our guests, our chefs, and more, visit our website, thecheatdayshow.com. Also, follow along with us on our social media at The Cheat Day Show on Instagram and Twitter. Future episodes can be found in all the places you get your favorite podcast. Our show is also sponsored by the world-famous Comedy Cellar on McDougal Street in New York City's Greenwich Village. Visit ComedyCellar.com for show lineups happening 7 days a week. Later, cheaters.